First of all, thank you so much for watching and best wishes on taking your state exam. I know that's a big concern right now, and I know that the minute that you signed up for that test, you were hit up by all of these brokers trying to get you to schedule interviews. Hi, I'm Sandra Bale with Hometown Realty, and I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about some of the things you should be asking when you go in for those interviews. Most people are confused and think that they're going and being interviewed by the broker. Now, that is happening too, but really, you should be interviewing the broker. So, there are things you want to ask them and things that you want to know. Most brokers, for the most part, can offer you a lot of different things. Some charge for different services, some do not. And some are more helpful than others. And all of that information that you've crammed into your brain and that you're struggling to remember to get through that test, most of that you're never going to use. So that is not training for the job. So what I wanted to talk to you about is some of the things to make sure that you ask so that you are protecting yourself. Because all of those brokers are wanting you to come and just sign with them because they all make money off of you. And in return for that, they're supposed to have your back. They're supposed to train you. They're supposed to help you. And if they tell you anything differently than that, then I definitely wouldn't want to sign with that broker. Now, first of all, you want to look at their personality, of course, like you would with anything. And at the end of the day, is this someone that you trust and someone that you feel you can learn from, and someone that knows what they're doing is very important. But then you want to find out things like, do they have charges for using the office? Do you have to pay to come in and sit at a desk there? Do you have to pay for printing and pictures and things like that, flyers that you might want to make? Do they have training classes? Now, classes are great, and be careful with this because they all offer training in different ways. And sitting in a class and learning things is great. But once you get out into the field, you know just from trying to take this test that all that information that's in there, you're not necessarily going to retain it all. So if you're out in the middle of talking to a customer and you need an answer that you can't remember, do you have somebody you can call? Is there someone you can talk to? For instance, my broker, Steve Seckler, we can call him anytime. Today is Saturday, and I called him at 1:30 in the afternoon because I had a question about something I have under contract. He picked up the phone and he was more than happy to talk to me, and he answered it. Now, at our particular brokerage, if for some reason Steve is unavailable, if he's at a closing or if he's on an appointment and I have something pressing that I need to ask, there are several other people that I can call. And Steve will even go to a listing appointment with you in the beginning. He will sit and help you fill out a contract and all of those kinds of things. So those are things you want to think about, things you want to ask. Another big one is your money. When you have a closing, some brokerages will make you wait a month to get your money. So find that information out. Ask. Of course, you're going to ask about your splits because that's important, and most of them will talk about that immediately. But if you're only giving them a 10% commission in the beginning, how much help are they providing for you? In the beginning, it is typical for a lot of brokers to charge you a little bit more with the split because they are offering more help. They're holding your hand through the first several transactions so that they know that you know what you're doing and you know that you know what you're doing. And I don't know about you, but to me, it's worth paying that little bit extra for a short period of time to have someone that has my back. On top of that, do they have a transaction broker? Is there or transaction agent? In our office, we have an agent that does nothing but helps with all the transactions. If you have a deal going that you're working, this person will go through and kind of take it from you and make sure every T is crossed and every I is dotted and all of that kind of stuff. And so if you run into a question, you don't have to worry about it and you can relax a little bit. Yes, you're still involved, and yes, you still know the forms you need to do, and you need to know how this works and how it all happens, and you're getting that training. But at the same time, you've got someone behind you backing you, so you don't have to freak out about, oh, I forgot to do that form and now my whole closing is screwed up. So those kinds of things are very, very important. So do they have hidden fees? Do they have mandatory time that you have to be in the office? If you're trying to get things done and you have to go to a stupid meeting and sit there for 4 hours, or if they make you do floor time where you answer the phone for the brokerage, That can be great. You can get leads that way, but it can also mess up other things that you're trying to do. So you want to know that information going ahead of time. And if you've never done this before, you may not realize that that's an important thing. Does this company provide leads? If they do, who pays for those leads? Does the broker pay for them, or do they make the agent pay for them? What about a website? Do they make you have a company website? If you do have a company website, who pays for it? The broker or you? If you have it through their company and you have all these people that are interested in it and all these people that have subscribed and are watching it and are following you, and you change brokers, what happens to the website? They're all gone. Do you lose those contacts? Those are very important things you need to ask about. And another thing that's important to find out about is there some kind of exiting clause? What happens if you decide to leave and you have 3 deals on the table that haven't finished? Because technically everything you do belongs to the broker. So are you going to get your money for that? If you're in property management and you have several properties that you're managing, what happens to that when you leave? Did you bring those properties in? If you did, they now belong to the broker. So is that broker going to let you take them with you to the new company? How does all of that work? Now, that's another thing that's very important. Not all brokers allow you to do property management, and a few do. Now, you may think, because I know going in, I thought I wanted nothing to do with it. But brokers do it for a reason, because that is income coming in constantly, and it leads to other things. I have 2 deals right now that I'm working because of property management. I have one that we just went under contract that came from a tenant placement that I did about a year ago, and I have another one with a tenant that has been there for 2 years that is now buying the property she's in. And that can be great because you can get both sides of the deal with that. So, and ask them about it. Well, why not? All brokers do it because that's typically what pays their bills. So, they do it for a reason, and brokers that don't do it usually don't stay in the business for very long. So find out about those things, think about it, ask questions, and make sure that you know what you're getting into and whether or not this is going to be a good fit for you. Make sure that you're going to have somebody there that's going to support you and help you. And most of all, make sure that you feel like this is someone you can trust with your money. If you'd like to come in and talk to Steve and I, we'd be more than happy to talk to you. And even if you're interviewing with another company and you have a question about something they say, feel free to contact me. I don't mind at all helping you with that. And even when you go to interview, talk to the agents that work there. Don't just talk to the broker, because the broker, of course, is trying to get you to sign, but talk to the agents and see if they're happy with the broker. Once again, I'm Sandra Bale with Hometown Realty. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you the very best of luck on that test. Have a great day.